Good morning. We ask that at this time you please find your seats and prepare for the arrival of the class of 2023. Once again, good morning. Welcome to the 151st commencement of Findlay High School. Please welcome the arrival of the 2023 graduates. I invite everyone at this time to please stand and join the Findlay High School Choir in singing our national anthem. Please be seated. Once again, welcome to the 151st commencement of Findlay High School. There are many people that have played an important role in getting these young people to where they are today. Parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, friends, neighbors, and teachers. We are so appreciative of the community effort to shape our young people. As we start today's program, we would first like to thank a few people who have devoted countless hours for preparing for today's ceremony. Specifically, Mrs. Lynn Parcell and Mrs. Shannon Wanamaker. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Next, we would like to start by recognizing today our honored guest. As I call your name, would you please stand and be recognized? Please hold your applause until all are standing. Board of Education President, Mr. Matt Cooper. Board of Education Vice President, Laura Iyer. Board of Education members, Mr. Chris Aldridge, Mrs. Susan Russell, Dr. Kathy Siebenaler Wilson. Superintendent, Mrs. Krista Krates-Miller. Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Michael Scholes. Treasurer, Mrs. Pam Harrington. Director of Whole Child and Secondary Instruction, Mrs. Katie Abbott. Assistant Principals, Mrs. Jody Gallardo, Mrs. Trina Poole, Mrs. Barb Tartabono, Mr. Don Williams. Faculty President, Mr. Kyle Timmons. Mr. Timmons, our Master of Ceremonies, will now present the Findlay High School faculty. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Imke. It is my honor to be your Master of Ceremonies and to represent the faculty of Findlay High School. Many teachers have played an important role in the lives of these graduates. In honor of all our teachers, representatives from the faculty are participating in the ceremony today. Teachers, Whole Child Counselor, Mr. Stephen Adams, will call your name. Please stand and be recognized. Ladies and gentlemen, please hold your applause until all are standing.
Counselors, Mrs. Mary Burgett, Miss Ursula Jefferson, Mrs. Kimberly Brown, Miss Laura Dyer, Mr. Ray Elbin, Millstream Career Center Director, Mrs. Pam Hamlin, Art, Mr. John Gabardine, English, Mrs. Rachel Haas, Math, Miss Karen Owenga, Music, Mr. Kevin Manley and Mrs. Krista Bigger, PE and Health, Mr. Dave Sprouse. Science, Mr. Mark Laux. Social Studies, Mr. John Hayfield. Special Education, Mrs. Susan Blodgett. And World Language, Mr. Sean Hurt.
And now, Findlay City Schools Superintendent, Mrs. Krista Kreitz-Miller, will offer her introductory remarks.
Good morning, soon-to-be graduates of Findlay High School. I cannot express how honored I am to stand before you today, looking at all that represents unbridled potential, all that represent amazing individuals that are about ready to launch into the world. As most of these speeches begin, I will share that I've spent a lot of time thinking about what I'm going to say this morning. I have one chance to address a graduating class of Findlay High School, and no way was I going to take that lightly or waste an opportunity to share some of the things that I have learned in my journey that led me to this point. It wasn't that long ago. I was sitting in a chair just like you, a Findlay High School soon-to-be grad, maybe a little while ago. But I was still sitting in that chair wondering what was next in my journey. Then it hit me. Journey. That's what life really is. It's a journey full of twists and turns, joys and sorrows, mountains and valleys, sun and rain, storms that culminate in beautiful rainbows. And the reality is that a lot of those variables in life's journey are completely out of our control. Sounds kind of frustrating, right? Could feel a little powerless, but let's flip that narrative. Let's look at it this way. How we respond to those variables, how we make our choices determines our destiny, and there's actually a lot of power in developing the resolve to resolve how we choose to respond to life's challenges. We are a Leader in Me district, and that means that we guide our days through the 7 habits of highly effective people. And as much as I would love to share a little tidbit about each and every one because I love them, I'm going to focus on the foundation that launches all of the other habits. And that is realizing that in life's journey, what actually is in our circle of control, and understanding the true power that we possess every day, every moment, by choosing to respond whatever faces us, not only appropriately, but respond in a manner that elevates us to be the absolute best version of ourselves. A journey is defined as an act or instance of traveling from one place to another. In a most literal definition, the most simplistic translation would be assuming that one place, Ohio, traveling to another, New York City. But that's a very two-dimensional interpretation of a journey. Let's dig deeper. Journey, an act or instance of traveling from one place to another. You have all sitting here today accomplished so much in the journey that has led you to this moment. Those journeys have no doubt been filled with places grounded in laughter, tears, feeling of defeat, successes, wins, losses, getting knocked down and mustering up the courage to get back up. Because if you didn't possess that courage to dive back in against adversity, you wouldn't be sitting here today. You found the power to choose your response, to dust yourself off and get back in the game. And today, you proved to be victorious in the first leg of your journey towards adulthood. So what's next? Whatever your next step is in your journey, your path will require you to make choices. Never forget, you are in control of each and every crossroads you face. And today, I urge you to dig deep into yourself and make a commitment to avoid the path of least resistance as you travel your journey. In other words, don't take the easy way out. When faced with challenges, it's very easy to default to a place that presents the least amount of obstacles or even to give up. It's the easy way out. Do not ever allow challenges or disappointments to define your destiny. View these challenges as moments of opportunity to choose the courageous response. Now, this isn't a unique concept. It's been proven by many famous failures who chose to take that failure as a challenge, as a dare, to prove there was absolutely no failure too big, no obstacle too great to stop them from realizing their greatness. Examples? This individual was told he lacked creativity and was actually fired from his newspaper job for lacking creativity. That individual, Walt Disney. After he picked himself up, dusted himself off, he and a friend developed a character called Oswald the Bunny that actually became a bit of a thing, and he thought his star was on the rise until that same friend betrayed him, manipulated all of the rights to Oswald. Feeling defeated, Walt Disney's wife suggested that he focus on another character. See where I'm going here? Focus on another character, this mouse he was working on, named Mortimer, soon to be Mickey. If not for his failure and is not for his choice how to respond with positivity and determination, the world would never know Mickey Mouse. In 1882, Milton's candy store went bankrupt. 1886, that same businessman that started the ill-fated candy store lost a second company. Then this soon-to-be millionaire launched the Lancaster Caramel Company, and the rest of Milton Hershey's story is history. Very famous female comedian Lucille Ball broke the glass ceiling for women, and yet early in her life was told she was wasting her time and ours because she was too shy to put her best foot forward. In addition to becoming a legendary comedian, Lucy became the first woman to head up a television company, production company, blazing new trails for all the women who followed. And Meryl Streep, famous actress, told she was too ugly to be in a movie and has since won 3 Academy Awards. Courage, determination, choice charted the destiny of these famous failures. So, today is your day. You are stepping from one place to another. You are stepping from childhood and traveling into adulthood. Travel understanding that your path, your destiny depends on one person, you. You have the power to choose a path that elevates you to be the absolute best version of yourself. Don't settle for easy. Don't settle for good enough. Don't settle. Be trailblazers. Dare to fail so that you rise up better, stronger, create companies, create stories, create cartoon characters. Rise up and be great. I cannot wait to watch the future unfold with the class of 2023 launching into the world, making your mark, rising to challenges, challenging yourself beyond your circumstances with a courageous response and possessing the resolve to turn challenging time, even failures, into opportunities. We are proud of you, we believe in you, and you have my deepest and most sincere congratulations on your success. Go Trojans.
Thank you, Mrs. Miller. Our Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Michael Scholes, will now introduce the Salutatorian of the class of 2023.
Our class of 2023 Salutatorian is Arda Daston, the son of Mustafa and Tulay Daston. Arda will be traveling to Stanford University next year to double major in economics and mathematics. During his time at Findlay High School, Arda has been involved in varsity soccer, varsity tennis, National Honor Society, and We the People. He was also recently awarded the Advanced Placement Scholar with Distinction Award. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Scholes. Good morning, distinguished guests, friends, family, faculty, and fellow graduates. It is an honor to celebrate this milestone with you as your salutatorian. Before I begin, I would like to thank my parents, teachers, counselors, coaches, and friends who have supported me and helped me develop throughout high school. Without all of you, I would not be where I am today, so I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, fellow graduates of the class of 2023, we did it. Congratulations to each and every one of you on this notable achievement. I know it wasn't easy. Our high school years were riddled with issues like the COVID-19 pandemic, the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and facial acne before prom. However, despite all odds, we still managed to graduate. 4 years ago, we timidly walked the halls of Findlay High for the first time. As TikTok replaced Musical.ly, we went to our first homecoming dance, experienced our first relationships, and went into our first lockdown. As sophomores, we played around with Zoom backgrounds, slept in class without being noticed, and maybe went through a few more relationships. Many of us also learned how to drive a car, and some of us are still learning how to park. And no, I'm not talking about the senior prank. Junior year brought the most change as we began to explore our interests and hobbies by joining clubs, sports, and other organizations. This was also the year some of us started to suffer from early onset senioritis. Finally, we reached senior year, and as we ordered our cap and gowns, we realized that the past 4 years had flown by and that graduation day was just months away. No matter what your interests are or where you come from, we are all gathered here for a reason. Each one of you has proven that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to, beginning with graduating high school. Whether you go to college, join the workforce, or pursue another path after high school, you are all capable of changing the world with your work. But no matter what happens, do not settle. In life, you always have the luxury of choice. Your work will occupy most of your life, and it is impossible to do great work if you are not passionate about what you do. So keep looking until you find what you love. Along the way, there will be times you fail. You may face embarrassment. You may fail to reach your goals. Maybe your progress might even reset. But life truly is short, and these fears of embarrassment and failure are minuscule in the big picture. So avoid thinking that you have something to lose and live life fearlessly. Take risks, and most importantly, do not be afraid of change. I thank you all for 4 wonderful years, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
And now, please enjoy the Findlay High School Choir as they perform "And So We Sing."
What's in a melody? What treasures does it hold? Does it captivate our senses? Express what's deep within our soul?
Music longs to move us through the beauty of its art. It can take us on a journey
Journey of the heart. And so we sing, whether young or old. We're on a grand adventure, and our story should be told. We celebrate the music in every living thing, and so we sing from our hearts, each on our own part. And so we sing, and so we sing. Hear the message in our music, hear the gorgeous harmony. Hear us lift our voices skyward, singing strong, singing proud, singing free, and singing free.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the first student speaker for the class of 2023, Alex Davis. His guardians are Ann and Rick McPherson. Next fall, he will attend Ohio State University to major in political science with a minor in Spanish. Alex was very active while in high school as a member of the Findlay Trojan Marching Band, Findlay First Edition, Tri-M Music Honor Society, Jazz Band, We the People, and National Honor Society. His accomplishments also include AP Scholar with Distinction and Nationally Commended Student. The title of his speech is Take Control.
Good morning. There's a lot more people in attendance than I thought there'd be today, but good morning to distinguished guests, graduating class of Findlay High School, and all family and friends in attendance. All right. Good morning. My name is Alex Davis, and it is an honor to have been chosen to speak in front of all of you today. I have just a few things I'd like to say to the 2023 graduating class of Findlay High School. Many of you probably know this Drake quote already, seeing as it was chosen to represent our class, but here it is again. When writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. This idea has been echoed throughout history, the idea to choose your own destiny. I still believe it's not encouraged enough. In order to choose one's destiny, one first has to take charge of their own life. We are given countless opportunities to do so, especially in high school. We control the classes we take, we control the people we surround ourselves with, and we control the activities we participate in. Through these decisions, we are determining the life in which we will lead. Without these opportunities to take charge, we would not be the people we are today, and we would not be the people we wish to be in the future. As the renowned American poet Ralph Waldo Emerson so wonderfully put it, the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. It is now your decision to forge your own path. It is up to you to create the experiences that will define you. Speaking of experiences, I'd like to share an experience of mine that I believe all of you could relate to. When I was first entering high school, I knew quite literally nobody here. I was moving halfway across the country after living in a county school with a graduating class of like 60 people. I felt nothing but, like many of you, I felt nothing but dread as the first day finally drew near and I could not get rid of the nervousness I felt. When the first day finally came, however, I tried with all my effort to introduce myself to others. Despite the crippling fear that I know many of us felt taking those first steps into Findlay High School, I took in charge to make the first day a little less awkward. I walked down those halls with a newfound confidence, and in doing so, I met some of the people that I can now call my closest friends. Before I reach the message in my story, I'm going to share with you the rest of Drake's quote from the beginning. Speak up and stand up for yourself. Don't let them take the pen away from you. You have to wield the pen and write the chapter of your life, both in terms of actions that you take and how they are recorded in history. Instead of letting my nerves decide how my first day went, like many of us did, I seized the day and I made the most of my opportunities. That fateful first day of high school, I decided to write my story. I took the pen. Now, it is up to you to take the pen and write your story. Finally, I'm going to end by leaving you with one final thought from an unknown author. The story of your life has many chapters. One bad chapter doesn't mean it's the end of the book. Perhaps high school has been your bad chapter, but this is your opportunity to turn the page and begin a new one. Once again, you decide your destiny. You write your own story. This ceremony marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of a new, much brighter chapter for many of us, regardless of the paths we are taking. Don't let this chapter define you, and don't let the next chapter ruin you. Don't be afraid to make the choices that will allow you to be the person you want to be. Beginning life is a terrifying new step for many of us, but we decide how it turns out. It is the prerogative of man to control our own life. Our class quote is encouraging you to take charge, and now I am doing so as well. Take control of your life. Don't let your life control you. Thank you all. I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors.
And now, I invite everyone to please stand and join in singing the alma mater of Findlay High School. You can find the words to the song in your program. Senior choir members, please return to your seats and join the rest of your graduating class. It is now my pleasure to introduce our second student speaker for the class of 2023, Olivia Steed. Olivia is the daughter of Cindy Steed, and her future plans are to attend the University of Cincinnati to major in business and marketing. Olivia participated in varsity cheerleading during her time at FHS, as well as being a member of the National Technical Honor Society and DECA. The title of her speech is Our Own Stories.
There's a lot of people here, and it is extremely hot in this robe, so I will not take up too much of your time. Good morning to the class of 2023 and the administration of Findlay High School, along with family and friends joining us today. I want to start off by saying congratulations and that we finally made it. Today is the day that we will remember forever, a snapshot in time, some may say. This day is a day of remembrance, reminiscing, sadness, joy, or whichever feeling your heart desires to feel. Today marks the ending of an important chapter in our lives, in a book that we ourselves have been given the opportunity to write along every step of the way. 4 years ago, we were all given a pen to keep for the next 4 years to mark down, mentally or physically, our achievements, milestones, hardships, and more. This pen, whether it was an actual pen or a mental thought, allowed us to keep track and remember some of the best and worst times of our lives. I'd be lying if I said that high school was easy. Especially after the pandemic, it only got harder. It did not get harder because learning changed, but for most, it was hard to stay motivated. It was hard to wake up and repeat the same day over and over again. To sit there and stare at a screen for hours, trying to stay connected, both physically and mentally. For this part, this is where many of our books got dark, messy, and had some pages missing. Our books began to fall apart, and for many, we never thought it would come back together. This ruthless pandemic took away about half of our high school experience, took away people close to us, and took away the time that we'll never get back. Despite going through a very difficult couple of years, we made a comeback. Although this comeback was challenging, awkward, and everything in between, to finally slowly be able to get back to normal was the best feeling. Our pages started to fill with more memories than staring at a laptop with endless Zoom calls. Our books started to light up once again. Our pages started to fill with sports events, concerts, friends, and more. If someone were to read my book thus far, I'm not sure what they would say. Facing COVID was one of the most difficult times in my life, not only for my physical health, but for my mental health as well. Like many of you, I was stuck in those dark pages of my book, and my pen started writing less and less. I worried for myself, as we all did, thinking that my pages would never be bright and full of words again. I decided that in order to take charge in my life, I needed to change some things up. Switching to a new school my junior year was also a time where my own personal book started to get lighter, but also more confusing. I'm sure that everyone remembers coming to FHS and how scary it was being in a new big building. Going to a building where the halls are somewhat daunting and you are not sure which stairway leads to which hallway is, needless to say, awkward and uncomfortable. Someone once told me that to normalize being comfortable and awkward, you must sit in that feeling to normalize it. This quote has stuck with me for so long because the definition of high school is uncomfortable, but yet that is what makes our stories so great. The different phases in our lives is what gives our book character and makes them so unique. So once again, keep that pen with you and write down your highest highs, your lowest lows, and everything in between. Create your own stories and fill them with the things and people that you love along the way. Never hesitate to share your stories either, and that remember that if your book ever goes dim, that you only have to turn the page and you will once again see light. So let your pens talk and let your adventures flow. And with that, I congratulate the class of 2023 and wish everyone the best of luck. And I would like to create one more memory with everyone and joining me in a picture. Thank you.
Mr. Imke will now present the class of 2023 for graduation.
Should I try and sneak in a selfie here too? It is now my pleasure to present for graduation the 151st Findlay High School senior class. These students have excelled in many areas, including music, drama, career technical education, athletics, community service, and many other activities. We are particularly proud of the academic success of the class of 2023. Mrs. Crates, Miller, members of the Board of Education, these young people have completed the graduation requirements established by the Findlay City Board of Education in the state of Ohio and are now ready to receive their diplomas. Board members, it is an honor to present for graduation the class of 2023. Presenting will be Board of Education Vice President Laura Iyer.
Good morning, and on behalf of the Board of Education, we congratulate you and wish you the best in the next phase of your life. I'm honored to present the board speech. I must say, though, this speech is solely my own thoughts, which may make some wonder, what is she going to say? So I read that a good speech has to have a theme, so every time I would revisit this speech, I'd change the theme, so that wasn't working for me. Then I read I needed motivational quotes throughout my speech, and I love a quote. I have many favorites, but there were just too many to choose. And the next speech must was to get personal. So here are just a few personal notes about me. I like chocolate a lot. I am the youngest of 5 kids, and I never wanted to go to school. I was perfectly happy at home all day, all by myself with just my mom. She, however, needed all 5 of her kids to be out of the house a few hours every day. So I went to school. I was very quiet, and no one, and I did put that in bold, describes me that way today. I still have a dream of becoming an expert in reading body language. Or maybe I already have done that. So even with all the good hints about how to write a great speech, I'm just going to tell you 8 things I've learned along the way. Number 1, being successful at work can give you great career satisfaction, perhaps more money and a longer title. Being successful at home can give you lifelong happiness. Number 2, finding true friends to share your life with give you confidence and comfort. And if there are 3 of them, a pickleball match. Number 3, being able to live in the moment makes you have to feel every feel that is happening right now all around you. But go through all the feelings, good or bad. They can't be avoided, and you will be all right. Number 4, find time to make a call or send a message to someone who is important to you. There is enough time, and you can fit it in. Number 5, if you make a mistake, own it right away. I don't know anyone who hasn't made a mistake, and I don't know any mistake that could not be resolved in some way that will work out, even if the garage door still has a crinkle in it and the body shop bill was way more than expected. Number 6, laugh as much as possible. And I mean the can't catch your breath kind of laugh. It is so good for your body and soul. If you have to YouTube people being chased by geese to get a laugh in, do it. Number 7, help someone, anyone, in a big or small way. It could be the simplest gesture, a smile, a hello. Help someone. We have all needed a hand up. We've all gotten to this exact spot because someone else helped us, maybe pushed us, and certainly believed in us. Please remember that. And number 8, finally, be who you are, say what you feel. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. And yes, that's the quote from the great Dr. Seuss. And just like that, I'm through 8. Enjoy the shredded chicken sandwiches, skip the relishes, save the corner piece of cake for me, have fun today, and find joy in all the days of your life. Thank you.
Before we begin, audience members, we ask that you help us keep the ceremony dignified by staying in your seats, remaining for the entire program, and holding your applause until all diplomas have been presented, no matter how proud, no matter how amazed, and no matter how grateful you are. Mr. Imke will now honor our valedictorian, our salutatorian, and our 4.0 students by calling their names first.
Graduates, it's finally time. Please stand one row at a time and come forward to receive your diploma. It is my pleasure to recognize the valedictorian, the salutatorian, and our 4.0 students. Reed Allen Patterson. Arda Dostin. Christopher Ryan Beck. Andrew Barrett. Spencer Andrew Bin. Alexander Joseph Davis. Elizabeth McKenna DeNike. Destiny Joy Gertz. Regan Paige Hayward. Grace Hayin Jung. Eva Marie Malamesi. Jace William Markham. Laura Catherine Reed. Alessandra Quinn Samani. Delaney Hope Spradlin. Elena Marie Steffes. Casey Jane Tate. Elizabeth Lorraine Tisdale. Elena Nicole Winteringham.
I will now be recognizing the A through E graduates. Liliana Rain Abel. Braden Michael Ray Adams Biddle. London Elijah Adkins. Vincent Aaron Adkins. Itzel Zuyadaisa Ayagadon Galvin. Haley Eloise Ailes. Chloe May Albert. Audrey Susan Nemencia Eldoy. Reagan Eileen Alexander. Brady John Allen. Natalie Grace Altenberg. Garrett Douglas Ambrose. Billy Joe Anderson. Genesis Mark Yeaves Yadjes Anderson. Braden J. Ansel. Cassandra Anulis. Justin Brent Arthur. Hannah Pauline Artressa. Kazuki Austin Asada. Leah Taylor Asel. Brenda Berenice Baez Vasquez. Joshua David Baker. Xavier Albert Ball. Cole Edward Barnes. Jaden Quinte Barney. Katie Danae Bates. Brockton David Beard. Hannah Wynn Beard. Kari Mackay Beard Moore. Kiara Elizabeth Beekman. Jaylee Drew Bell. Jacob Aaron Benjamin Jr. Michaela Lynn Betts. Morgan Taylor Betts. And Jake David Bishop.
Alexander Jordan Blackburn. Jackson Paul Bolenbacher. Lauren Renette Boone. Braden Matthew Bossy. Sarah Jo Bauer. Blake James Bowen. Logan Matthew Bracey. Sophia Jade Bryant. Hannah Grace Bunkley. Elise Milena Businger. Tabitha Eachin Cap. Lindsay Kate Casada. Anthony George Clark. Reese Jonathan Clements. Owen Thomas Schmelzer Clevinger. Mackenzie Josephine Connolly. Ava Lynn Cooper. Dallas Marie Cooper. Chase Joseph Cross. Michael Allen Cunningham Jett. Shelby Karen Dale. Kylie Lynn Davis. Natalie Jo Davis. Zachary Robert Davis. Bowden Paul Day. Dallas Anthony Dela Cruz. Israel Christopher Diaz Nava. Zachary Thomas Depker. Trey Mitchell Downard. Alexis Cameron Edwards. Harley Nicole Elam. Jackson David Dahl. Benjamin Joseph Eller. Kira Jade Eller. Levi James Ernst.
Now presenting students F through K. Justin Gregory Fiesel. Nicholas Wilson Feiner. Landon Dane Fickeisen. Brennan Allen Finnard. Ava Elizabeth Fort. Seth Bryant Franks. Lillian Margaret Freeman. Molly Elizabeth Kovach Frishy. Xochitl Eves Galvin. Kennedy Jane Garmont. Valerie Ann Galt. Madeline Ann Gehrig. Ermika Ghosh. Hudson Michael Goebel. Felicity Marie Gable Kamala. Jesse Cruzito Gomez. Dominic Xavier Gonzalez. Madeline Elizabeth Goshi. Mason Matthew Grinois. Jordan Dean Greer. Megan Elise Gurney. Aaron Ezekiel Gutierrez. Alexia Kaylin Haas. Gabriel Von Hageman. Nathan William Haynes. McKenna Caroline Hall. Nicholas Charles Hammond. Connor William Hart. Donovan DeMar Harris. Stephanie Kalista Hartford. Kirsten K. Heater. Durham Eugene Heiserman.
Braden Michael Hellman. Gaben Joshua Helms. Sabrina Ray Hennig. Antonio Andreas Hernandez. Diego Robert Hernandez. Emilio Ignacio Hernandez. Jensen B. Allen Hess. Corbin John Hildebrand. Vincent Louise Heimbaugh. Elizabeth May Holman. Isabel Rose Hopkins. Mason Brian Hoskins. Jessica May Hughes. Isabel Marie Joy Hum. Desiree Zoe Lopez Ibera. Jeffrey Intivan. Simon Charles Intivan. Anthony Paul Iridi III. Wildana Jean Pierre. Grant Lawson Johnston. Bryson Alexander Clayman. J.C. Ray Kin. Sam Edward Jolliffe. Dakota Riley Jones. Samantha Louise Judy. Mia Renee Kennard. Michael Armin Kennard. Andon Nash King. Jack Lawrence Kin. Mackenzie May Kirk. Paul Matthew Klein. Ethan Jacob Edward Klotz. Braden Lee Nisley. Lily Francis Korecki. Nina Sophia Cruz.
We will now present the students with the last names L through R. Ethan Grant Lammers. Jasmine Cherie Lanigan. Piper Nicole Lanigan. Elizabeth Marie Lane. Bao Lang. Abigail Lee Langstaff. Benjamin Ray Lowers. Cole Lee Lowers. Zoe Elizabeth Lawless. Samuel Christopher Lawton. Des Leone. Alexis Nicole Leslie. Marquita Julia Lockett. Anthony Patrick Marshall. Bryson Lee Markins. Joshua Daniel Markley. Hunter Riley Marquise. Ellie Suzanne Mason. Michaela Nicole May. Alexander Xavier Mays. Jasmine Nicole McAdams. Clara Jane McClellan. Rachel Maria McMaster. Laura Ann McNamara. Zachary Patrick McCrill. Austin Joseph Mellinger. Charles McReynolds Melton. Elise Morgan Michael. Alexander David Might. Emma Caroline Mitani. Yuki Matani. Ethan James Mitchell. Solo Mon. Luke Robert Montgomery. Ashton Michael Moore. Avion Lorenzo Moore. Karis Lillian Moore. Xavier Bonifacio Moreno. Antoine Deshawn Murphy. Olivia Mackenzie Myers. Caden Bernard Noth.
Ava Janae Neat. David Nathaniel Newman. Taylor Addison Nichols. Jillian Elizabeth Nicholson. Kristen Marie Nickerson. Kobe Dylan Norton. Carter John Odell. Tucker Lee Oliver. Eric Obinya Opara. Isaiah John Joseph Ortiz. Kiera Paris Osborne. Zachary Alexander Oswald. Alejandro Palacios. Chandler Cole Osby Parker. Deanna Lou Ann Marie Patterson. Preston Caleb Perkins. Johnny Tan Fung. Matthew Brian Pinsky. Landon Eugene Powell. Paige Alexis Privatier. Oh, sorry. Samantha Ellen Powell. Paige Alexis Privatier. Rebecca Hetty Pushel. Tyra Paige Purcell. Hannah Christine Ragland. Madeline Rebecca Rakestraw. Mia Leanne Renee Ramirez. Levi Robert Rash. Bryn Elena Reese. Melissa Rendon Cornell. Matthew Thomas Ruel. Sean Patrick Rice. Carter Raymond Riedel. Elizabeth Ann Ring. Kelsey Lee Ritzler. Ava Noel Roach. Avery Renee Roach. Javon Mackay Robertson. Caleb Michael Robinson. Macy Ray Russler.
And we have the honor of announcing students with last names S through Z. Kelsey Lynn Saldana. Cassandra Lynn Saltzman. Catalina Marie Sanchez. Reese Hannah Som. Alexander David Sayre. Devin Floyd Scherf. Toby Justin Schnipke. Caleb Joseph Schrader. Grady Ryan Schrader. James A. Schuler. Unity Rain Searles. Rin J. Seam-Tobins. Elijah Anthony Schaefer. Takumi Shibamoto. Cadence Noel Shively. Bailey Hazel Shoemaker. Marissa Sue Shoemaker. Danielle Ashley Shorter. Caitlin Marie Sims. Alexander Jacob Selleck. Luxie Sosingnara. Colton Michael Sermons. Brittany Renee Rosella Smith. Sir Khalik Amari Smith. Wyatt Christopher Smith. Colton Dylan Snyder. Madison Karen Sowers. Rebecca Ann Spearman. Elizabeth Reagan Spear. Nathan Michael Springer. Dylan Jonathan Stacy. Lexi Nicole Stasiak. Olivia Josephine Steed. Logan Wallace Steele.
Simone Stolik. Guinevere Renee Strawbridge. Riley Elizabeth Stutzman. Amani Lene Summers. Lauren Rose Tennyson. Chloe Teo. Molly Gina Thames. Ariana Ellarose Thomas. Keyshawn LeBron Tompkins. Caleb Daniel Lee Tong. Carlin Elizabeth Tong. Sang Ngoik Tran. Ross Douglas Trenkamp. Samuel Ethan Thompson. Ty Michael William Timms. Donovan Eric Turner Evans. Michael Austin Lloyd Venata. Viviana Marie Vermillion. Caitlin Marie Volmer. Logan Allen Wagner. Caden Christopher Warner. Rebecca Elizabeth Wells. Caden Michael Wetz. Jordan Lee Wilcox. Faith Ann Wilkinson. Alexis Taylor Wise. Giselle Jacqueline Witt. Jaden Storm Woodruff. Cole Michael Wright. Abigail Sandra Zavisha. Isaac Nicholas Zeckman.
And now to recognize the graduates from Trojan Academy, Nevaeh Lynn Baxter. Nora Beth Crafts. Nevaeh Monet Gibson. Jaden Kendall Jackson. Aiden N. Markins. Trenton James Martinez. Madeline Nicole Miller. Madison Grace Schultz. Trinity Nicole Stewart. And Caitlin Alexandria Zent.
On behalf of the Findlay High School faculty, the administration, and the Board of Education, let us once again congratulate the class of 2023. And now, Mrs. Krista Kraitz-Miller will recognize the valedictorian of the class of 2023.
The 2023 Findlay High School valedictorian is Reed Patterson. Reed is the son of Ben and Amber Patterson. Next year, he will be attending Case Western University, to study physics and engineering. Reed has been active in Findlay First Edition and other performing arts. I've seen him, he lights up the stage. As well as the golf team for 4 years. Among numerous accomplishments, Reed has been recognized as an advanced placement scholar and has been awarded the National Merit Scholarship. I present to you the valedictorian, Reed Patterson.
Hello, everyone. I would like to just start off with a few thank yous. First of all, I'd like to thank my family, specifically my parents, for supporting me in everything that I do. I'd also like to thank my teachers for, well, teaching me. By the way, sorry I asked so many questions. I'd like to thank our administration for always being available to us and for putting together such great events. Although I will say, I never saw those tow trucks show up the other day. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of my friends and acquaintances for making these last 4 years so much more interesting. Sometimes all you need is someone singing you the national anthem at 8 in the morning to let you know it's going to be a good day. Now, there's an old saying, it goes something like this. If you set a live frog in boiling water, it will immediately jump out of the pot. But if you set the frog in cool water and slowly heat it, it will never notice. Now, personally, I feel like this metaphor is pretty applicable to our years in high school. Throughout high school, I kind of felt like that frog in cool water. Graduation just always felt so far off in the distance. An inevitable event, sure, but always just in the back of my mind. Even at the beginning of our senior year, my amount of time left at Findlay High School just felt so immense. Nothing really felt out of the ordinary until, I kid you not, about a month ago, I was talking with one of my friends and they pointed something out to me. They showed me that the next week we had all of our AP tests. The next week we had prom. The next week was the last week of school, and then the next week was graduation. In that moment, as everything was laid out for me, it sort of dawned on me that in 4 short weeks, we would all be done. We'd be done with high school for good, and I would probably never see most of you again. There I felt like that frog, having finally realized that the water around me was boiling, and I'd never noticed it heating up for the past 4 years. This all just made me think back. Throughout these high school years, so many people are always looking forward, just trying to make it through to the next milestone. For example, each year there's always a point where everyone just starts counting down to Thanksgiving break. Then we get back and don't worry, we only have to make it a few more weeks until Christmas break. And then don't forget about the countdown to the end of the year that starts weirdly early every single year. And ultimately, throughout all of this, so many people just can't wait to graduate. Can't wait to get out of high school and can't wait to start the next part of their lives. Well, here we are. I agree, it's true. Graduation is a very, very exciting time with so many opportunities ahead for everybody. But it's really easy to overlook everything we may be leaving behind. I mean, never again will we be able to have free education. Never again will we be able to have the freedom to join whatever clubs, sports, and activities that we want and be surrounded by so many people that we know so well. My point in all of this is not to dwell on the past, but to suggest that living in your anticipations and hope can very easily neglect everything that's going on in the present. I still remember my freshman year. On a whim, I decided to join the school musical, something completely foreign to me. I mean, I never really sang, and I was scared to death to sing in front of everyone else. How in the world could I do a musical? But I ended up loving it. And over the next 3 years, I ended up meeting so many of my best friends and found some of my favorite activities that I never would have found otherwise. Now, my free time is filled with music, and it's honestly shaped who I am as a person. Obviously, not everyone has to like making music, but my point is that situations like this solidify to me the importance of taking advantage of all of your opportunities and getting involved. Therefore, my advice to everybody is this. Wherever you find yourself in these coming years, whether it be on a college campus or across the country doing your own thing, just put yourself out there and find something you enjoy doing. Whether you try something new or stick with an old habit, just take advantage of every single day you have and never give yourself a reason to regret having not done something. Because every day is precious, and we definitely aren't getting any younger. Now, on a separate note, as I'm sure a lot of you know, this is Mr. Imke, our head principal's last year here at Findlay City Schools. And though I can only speak for my 4 years here, in that time he's been a great leader, and he will definitely be missed. Can we all please give him a round of applause? Thank you. Now at this time, classmates, would you please join me? Stand up and turn our tassels.
Oh, which way to go?
Thank you, Reed. Before I give my closing remarks, there are a few requests that we have of the audience. We ask that all members of the audience please stay in your seats until all students have recessed around the track. You can then meet your loved ones after the ceremony. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2023 on this tremendous accomplishment. The learning and experiences that you have gained from being at FHS will positively impact you for the rest of your life. You will truly forever be a Trojan. Thank you, and as always, go Trojans.